Hey guys, how's it going? Owners here, and welcome to a new episode of Euro Truck Simulator 2. Will be a little bit of a special video because it is update 1.14 finally. So we are continuing our let's play, of course, but now finally on update 1.14. I think I mentioned it in the previous recording session where I said that I recorded quite a few videos on update 1.13. I was surprised that 1.14 wasn't out yet because there was a beta before, but now it's finally out as a stable and solid new upgrade. So very nice, very good as well. And well, I'll have a little bit of a talk about it soon. First of all, let's find ourselves a job, and I'm having the TSM app right now as well, and I'll talk about it a little bit later too. Let's have a look from Rotterdam to, how do we pronounce this? Zurich. Personally, in Dutch, you pronounce it as Zurich. So I don't know, but it's probably wrong. Anyway, let's pick up that little job there, the trailer. So I'm running a few mods, and actually talking about mods, not everything of course was capable of running with update 1.14. One of them was the TSM app, where I'll talk about in a second, but also a few others were not capable of running with the new update anymore. But I basically deleted every single mod which I had, and from then on, every mod I then downloaded, I wrote it down, so I can give you guys the links of the mods I'm running in the video description. That way it's a lot easier for you to figure out, what mods I'm exactly running, what they are called, stuff like that. So I'm using a few now, and actually in order to see what kind of mods I'm running, have a look at the description. I should post them there if I don't forget it. If I do forget it, please let me know, because as I said, I wrote them all down, so with the links, and they all work for update 1.14. I'm running a lot of JAZZYCAT mods, so yeah, just new trailers, AI traffic in there as well, I believe. There was one update one mod which still had to be upgraded to the 1.40 mod from JAZZYCAT, but I don't actually know which one it is. Doesn't matter anyway, as we are leaving Rotterdam right here. Oh, sorry, a little bit of a frame drop there. Talking about frame drops, last recording session was the first recording session with my new video card, the Asus GTX 970, and I had a little bit of a think about it, because this video card is well, pretty good, has to be said, but you do get these frame drops in Truck Simulator, and I said it in a previous recording session as well, that I found it pretty weird that you sometimes get these frame drops. But I had a little bit of a think about it, and actually there's autosave enabled. I don't know if you can turn it off actually, and if you can turn it off, I don't bother anyway because I'll leave it on. But maybe that autosave sometimes causes the frames to drop. I don't know. It could be the case, but not sure about that. So let's talk about the TSM app first, because I'm recording this at Monday right now, and I think the new update was out Friday, so I'm a little bit late. I'll get the video up though, as always, on Thursday, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. But yeah, as I said, I'm recording this on Monday, except I'm recording this on Monday. What's the word here? Instead of Friday and Saturday, which I usually do. And the reason for that was actually the TSM app. I was waiting for the TSM app to update to be capable of running with the Euro Truck Simulator 2 1.14 version, and I think the new TSM app got released today, so yeah, luckily I can run it now. That's good, but that's why I'm a little bit late with the recording itself. As I said, it shouldn't delay the publication of the video itself on YouTube, so the video you're watching right now. Anyway, enough about that. Let's go to update 1.14. An update which is finally in the game. As I said, it took a pretty long while in my opinion, and the reason for that is that there are a few cool things. I think the AI got tweaked again. I think that's basically what they do in every single update. Let's leave a gap here for this guy to come in. I think they... Oh, that's a little bit too much of a gap. I think they always tweak the AI in every single update, but that's not the big update. The big news. Big news is pretty much a new truck and axle lift, which I'll explain soon. First of all, the new truck. It's called the DAF Euro 6. Pretty nice truck, especially if you compare it to the standard DAF, which also already in the game. Don't know what it's called actually, probably XF something. But remember, I think if you have watched this series for quite a long while, you will remember that I said that I didn't like that DAF. You know, I found it pretty ugly, especially the interior. The mirrors looked so ugly. And actually, I thought at that point it was the truck which I hated most. But the new DAF, I must say, it's pretty nice. I'm driving it on my other Euro Truck Simulator account, and I did some driving with it, and it's actually a pretty good truck. And I don't know if I should go with that for our next truck, because we are approaching. Well, we just got over 100,000 euros, you know. So first of all, I think we need to upgrade our garage in Rotterdam, which will cost 180,000 euros, I believe. And then the DAF, it's pretty expensive. It's 120,000, something about there, without, you know, the without further upgrades. So just the stock truck, you know. So that is pretty expensive, but to be honest, it's a pretty nice truck. And yeah, I don't know. Need to look into that. See if I'm going to buy a MAN. I don't know the price of the MAN, but I like that truck so much as well. But my favorite probably still is the Scania. But that one is pretty expensive, I believe. So the truck got updated, or yeah, it's new in the update, I should say. But also, there's now axle lift, and this is a bit more interesting because I honestly didn't know what kind of effect it had on the driving in real life before I actually googled it. But first of all, axle lift. Let me explain you what it is. Can I actually pause the game somehow? No, those are the wipers. It would be great if I could pause the game. There. Can I also toggle the... Oh no. Oh, I don't have it, of course, on my truck. Never mind. Oh, what did I do? I shut the engine down. Oh wow. Excuse me about that. Okay, so I cannot show you what it actually is at the moment in this truck. But if you have a truck with a total of 6 wheels, so 2 front, no wait, that's not right. Yeah, yeah it is. Yeah, it is 6 wheels. Never mind. 2 front, 4 at the back. You can actually lift the 2 of the 4 wheels at the back. And of course, this needs to be symmetrical, so you cannot lift the left rear and the mid, you know, right, something like that. It will not work, of course. But you can, however, lift 2 which are on the same drive shaft. So it is pretty nice. But honestly, I didn't really understand what the point of it was. And then I had a little bit of a research, googled it a bit, and I actually found out that it saves tire wear. And that actually is very that makes sense, you know, if you think about it. It makes a lot of sense. But I didn't really think about that before. Also, I think if you lift your wheel up, it's going to be a bit harder for you to actually drive with heavier loads. Well, I might be wrong on that, but I think that's just the whole point. If I'm wrong, correct me, please. I do think that is the point of it. But I think that they have some big plans for this game, you know, and part of that, why I think that, is because of the new axle lift. Maybe they want to implement more tire wear or something like that, you know, stuff like that. It could well be the case, and we're starting to go a little bit. We're starting to run a little bit low on fuel. Nothing too serious. We can still actually deliver this one, so that's good. I don't know if I go through Luxembourg, because if I'm going through the country, I will actually fuel up, because it is very, very, very cheap. It usually is. See if this guy leaves the gap. Doesn't look like it. No, he doesn't. Oh, egoistic Belland here. Come on, drive. Thank you. Oh god. But yeah, this is pretty much the new 1.14 update. I'm sure that I have done some work behind the scenes, but those are not really visible. Probably some performance updates, as I said, AI tweaking, just a lot of tweaking, probably, but I could be wrong. So that's pretty much it, I would say. We might have a go and buy the Euro 6 from DAF a little bit later, but first of all, we are, well, not in a crisis, but money is something we need to be careful of and not spend too much at the moment. Our first task is actually to upgrade our garage, and we'll see later on what we are going to do after that. Because usually if you have some employment working for your company, you get some more money. It's easier to actually build up money and, you know, buy other things as a result of that. Let's see what this truck does. He gives away. Very nice. Eight more hours to go. I think we will complete this delivery in this same recording session, so no worries about that. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about my week. Well, just the usual stuff. Really went to school, but for me, the most important day was on Friday, as I had my birthday then. Got quite a few birthday wishes, so thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It was good to see. So 17 years old. Don't really want to grow up. I want to stay young. I really do. But 17 in general is actually a pretty useless age, I guess. It's a bit harsh, you know, but I think it is the case. So I'm having troubles overtaking this truck here. This is very, very annoying, by the way, if a truck does this in real life. You know, it takes ages to overtake another truck. Now we actually have to slow down to 70. Let me actually overtake him first. I hope there are no speed cameras here. Let's have a look. Don't think so. Let's go to the right. There we go. Yeah, 17 is just a pretty useless age, you know. 16 you can do some things, you know, like in the Netherlands you can start driving for your driving license, and actually when you have your driving license you can actually drive as long as you have someone who guides you, someone who possesses a driving license. Is the possessing a right word here? Who just has, I guess, a driving license. And then 18, you know, you're starting to get more of an adult. So 17 is right in between there. And at least in my country, it's not really such a special age. For sure not. But of course, always when everything basically in life has its advantages and its disadvantages. I mean, disadvantage of getting older is well, actually getting older. You know, not staying young anymore. Getting more responsibility for the things you do. but then the positive side is, well, for example, you're going to start to earn yourself some money, take own decisions, go live in a new house without parents. I mean, I surely love my parents, but you know, like everything, like every 16-year-old, I guess, you're starting to get fed up, you know, slowly, and you think like, well, just give me my own house, my own place where I can take my own decisions, stuff like that. I mean, I'm just pretty much like any other 16-year-old boy. I'm not special, that's for sure. So it's the same here as with any other 16, 17, 18-year-old boy. So is the boy or a guy? I don't know. I guess it's still a boy in some ways, but yeah, never mind. It got dark, but I think it's starting to bright up again because the sun is right there. So I'm going to turn off my lights yet again. It's actually starting to get very bright again for some reason. It should get dark very soon though. Oh yeah, I was also reading that they are going to have some kind of climate for every single country, you know. So it will probably rain a lot in England and Netherlands, and then in Italy or Spain or something, it will be pretty sunny. I heard that from my friend. I don't know if that's the case, but yeah, maybe it's true. Would be nice, as they are obviously still developing the game and, you know, giving us a lot of upgrades. But they are also at the same time, of course, making the new truck simulator, American Truck Simulator. And I hope that game doesn't slow down the development of this game. It probably will. But it probably will also be a better version, so yeah, we'll see. A better game. But yeah, we'll see on that. Getting a few frame drops. Ooh, there's a one again. It's probably part of the TSM app as well, in the fact that I'm recording. No, doesn't matter. We'll deal with it. It's not that bad. Do I have anything else to say? Not really, I think. Oh yeah, I had quite a few questions on AskFM. Might have a look at that, as someone suggested that earlier on. Let me actually get my phone. We'll have a look first at the AskFM stuff and then at the comments on the previous two episodes. Let's go to AskFM first. See if we have any common questions, which I think is a good one. Oh yeah, this was a pretty interesting one. Would you let your teammate through if it meant you lost a race win but he won the championship? And I said no to that. And then he said again, it's a bit harsh on your teammate. Yes, of course, this is very true. It's of course hard. Sorry, touched my microphone there. Hopefully that didn't make such a bad noise. It's of course quite harsh on my teammate, that's for sure. But when I'm racing, am I going to race for my teammate or am I going to race for myself? You know, it probably sounds egoistic and I don't like that, but it's the case. You know, it's the truth. I'm not going to race for him. I'm going to race for myself, and I am just a driver who likes to fight for positions. And well. If I have the possibility, I will never give up. Of course, if I'm on very old tires and someone with new tires overtakes me, I know that I will have not a great chance of keeping him behind, but I will definitely not let him pass. And if he overtakes me, I'll try to get him back some way. You know, I will never give up on the position. And yeah, like me or not, but it's the kind of driver I am, and I don't think that I can change that. I'm not driving for my teammate. I am driving and racing for myself. Of course, I wish my teammate the best, but I am racing myself as well. Then there were some questions actually sports related, and actually talking about sports. I've played some football when I was a little bit younger. I think I was a defender first. Also did some goalkeeping, and then I stopped basically. But I still like football a lot. I like it to watch, and I like it to play as well. I mean, it's very good fun playing football. And actually thinking about it, I should do it a lot more times than I'm currently doing, because I like it a lot. I really do. And well, I used to like goalkeeping before, but actually I like being a midfielder probably at the moment. You know, being on the ball a bit more and stuff like that. Oh, we're actually allowed to drive 90 here. I believe that we are in France then. This is why I like France so much to drive in this game. I mean, it's not 80 kilometers an hour the speed limit, but it's 90. Coming back to the football, yeah, I really like it also to watch. Following the Dutch league quite a bit, but also the Premier League. And I never did that before, really. Never got that much into it. But the reason why that is, I'll explain it a little bit later. If you are not a football fan, very sorry. I'll try to keep the story as short as I can then, to not bore you. Shall we fuel up here, or is it better to fuel up in or just before Zurich? I don't know. Probably pronouncing it very wrong. Anyway, yeah, I'm following the Dutch league a little bit. Also got a question: what is your favorite club then? My favorite club, just worldwide, is it's Feyenoord. It's a club here in the Netherlands. It used to be a pretty big club before. We won the Europe Cup, which was back in the day. Is it the current Champions League or the current Europe League? I'm not sure actually. Probably is the Champions League actually, but we won that. So it was way back though. We are not that strong anymore. We've had some good chances at winning the title a few years ago, with Koeman as coach, who went to Southampton, and that is the reason why I followed the Premier League a little bit more, the British Premier League. But back to Feyenoord, yeah, I really like to go there. I don't do it that often though. Should do it more often, that's for sure. But yeah, I've been there a few times in the stadium. Pretty nice stadium, and yeah, great supporters really. So it's always good fun. But I've lost my my interest a little bit in the team this year, and thanks to that is actually Koeman leaving, but not only Koeman, also Pelle. Pelle and Koeman now both are at Southampton. Obviously Koeman as a coach, he doesn't play anymore, but Pelle as a player, and I like him a lot. And he used to be at Feyenoord before. I think he made like, what is it? Oh, my driver starts to get sleepy. I think he made like 56 goals in 2 seasons or something like that. That is pretty ridiculous. And obviously you can then think for yourself. I mean, when a striker makes 56 goals in 2 years time, you're obviously going to like him if you support that club. So yeah, I liked him a lot. I liked his attitude. Some people didn't, because if you watch, well, if you basically type his name in YouTube, I think there are already a few videos where he just gets mad and stuff like that. But yeah, he could be pretty mad, you know, sometimes. And well, I don't blame him for that, because some things were just very unlucky stuff, and it's very frustrating. Especially for him, you know. I mean, he's got some great qualities, and sometimes couldn't really show those qualities, because the players he played with, they were decent, but they couldn't really get up to their level, in my opinion, at least. So yeah, there were some frustrating things for him also with referee, and he got pretty mad when he lost. He was a pretty bad loser. I would say pretty much like me. I mean, if I would point to a negative point about myself, it's that I don't, you know, like losing, and I can get pretty mad when I lose. And you can think of losing, you know, with races, for example, you know. But it's not only that. It basically is with everything. You know, when I play shall we go with here? a football match, you know, basketball, whatever, at school maybe, I just don't like losing, and I can get pretty mad as well. I'm gonna admit that, and that's, yeah, as I said, something which I find pretty negative, a negative point about myself. But oh shit, I missed the sleeping thing. Oh shit, I forgot to sleep. That is very stupid. We'll do it at the next next opportunity then. Next opportunity we get. Yeah, I'm a pretty bad loser. I'm not going to lie.